Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here from the bedroom of my house in San Francisco because I couldn't record anything live at Goat Hill, but I am joined by the runner-up at the 2020 Challenge at Goat Hill, Mr. Thomas Tomcat Gilbert. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Corey.
That's great to hear because it was a little bit of a rough finish at the end of the
hmm
tournament. The coverage has been out maybe a day or two at this point. What's going through your mind now, a couple of days after the finish there?
I've just tried to make a much of a positive outlook as I can. I was definitely really frustrated after the round, and for probably half a day after the round, just
Hmm.
like, man, why couldn't I clutch up and just take that win? It was right there, but I kind of try to think of it now as like I'm going to be in that situation, hopefully, so many more times, coming down the stretch, battling for the win in a high pressure situation, and just take that as a lesson and hopefully prepare better for the next one.
No, you hit the nail on the head, really. It felt like to me last year at Goat Hill was that first big win for you as far as like,
hmm
national scene, national relevance. This one seemed like the first big loss, where there was expectations beforehand, but, it didn't quite come to fruition. Is that something that you feel is like a learning experience for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I take any kind of like negative experience on the course and try to learn from it as much as possible. Because I mean, just dwelling on it and being upset about it is not going to help you in the future. So it's like take some lessons from it, try to kind of break it down and see what you could do better for next time, and just be that much more prepared in the
Hmm.
future.
Yeah, no, very wise words from a man who travels with Nate Sexton. So it's not shocking to hear, some sage-like wisdom there. But I want to run through that final round. It was a little not strange, but different in that we teed off
hmm
at 8:45 in the morning,
hmm
not use the usual 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock tee time. How was that for you? How was it teeing so early?
It was pretty unique. Like getting to the course early, waking up early, and then also the conditions of the course were kind of unlike how I practiced before. It was a little bit cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So if you watch the coverage, I was taking my sweater on and off between
Mm-hmm.
holes, kind of like in between temperature, and then also it was a little bit misty, kind of throughout the round. But I mean, just getting warmed up. I mean, it was a little bit different, but doable. And I don't think it really had anything to do with the outcome of the round, but it was definitely interesting factors to the round.
Sure. And everything really was going, I'd say as planned, but obviously some shots you would have liked to execute better on, some great shots, but going into hole 16, you guys were tied at that point after a rough
hmm
roll away on I believe it was hole 13.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, all tied up. Both of you had eagle bids from about 50 feet. I honestly think you were. I think it was Philo, then you, then AB,
Yeah.
but you went up there dedicated, determined. What was going through your mind at that moment?
At that mind, I mean, I was so focused on just making that putt because I knew that I had put it just like 5 feet outside
Mm-hmm.
AB. So I was like, I didn't even really realize that Philo had thrown his upshot kind of over to the right side. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the three discs up by the green, and I was like, okay, yeah, it looks like I'm out. I'm just walking up to this putt, and I'm going to focus and I'm going to hit it. And yeah, one of the most clutch putts I've probably ever had. And I felt so good in that moment. And it was like a really big moment and turning point in that
Mm-hmm.
round. And just couldn't quite do the same on the last hole or second last hole, but it did feel really good on hole 16.
Yeah, I want to talk about 17 a little bit, but I don't want to dwell on the putting green. After AB makes his putt, you
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately miss yours,
Mm-hmm.
and then I believe you turn around, look at AB. Did you like blow him a little kiss at some point?
Oh, I did. Yeah. I went, here's your little gift. And because in my head, I was like,
Uh,
okay, cool, playoff, whatever.
mm-hmm.
Hole 18 is as much of a must get birdie as any of those holes in the course. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me and AB particularly, it's throw a 550-foot drive and then throw a like solid putter upshot or a mid upshot, whatever you choose.
Mm-hmm.
and I threw the Nova and just juiced a little bit too hard. I think that might have been just like nerves and adrenaline. Like it felt pretty good out of the hand, but just kept gliding.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
left me
that
with a bit
tailwind,
longer bid.
it seemed like it really got, you went with the straight putter. AB went with the, I believe it was a gator or
Sidearm
something.
gator. Yeah.
Exactly. And really it seemed like the tailwind is what picked up the straight shot and brought it a little bit
Hmm.
long. Um, you unfortunately don't come down with that final putt. AB takes the win.
Yeah.
What was You came in, everybody kind of was, thinking you were the prohibitive favorite. You weren't necessarily the highest rated player there, but your game just suits that course so well.
Hmm.
Um, was there expectation like on yourself to go out there and get a W coming into the tournament?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to not have like too big of an expectation on myself. I definitely felt like, okay, this is a tournament that I should win. I know all the shots that I need to throw, and I feel like I executed most of them. It was just kind of
Mm-hmm.
the putting was a little bit slower rounds 2 and 3 than I wished, and so that kind of came into a factor. But I definitely felt confident to get the win before the tournament.
Sure. Um, One last thing on Goat Hill. What was it like playing with no spectators? Goat Hill isn't necessarily a tournament I'm expecting thousands at, but
Yeah,
it was definitely just the tournament staff, the spotters and the players.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely different. Like it was kind of I don't really pay too much attention to the spectators other than like acknowledge them if they're cheering for me on a hole or something like that.
Hmm.
It's not really people that I commonly interact with. I'm trying to just kind of focus in like the people on my card, sometimes
Sure.
the media crew, and so it didn't feel too different. And like last year, we had maybe 20 or so people
Oh, okay.
follow around from a distance for the final round.
Hmm.
So I mean, it didn't feel too different, but I definitely feel like some of these tournaments that we have coming up, it's going to be a much more noticeable difference.
Yeah, and speaking of tournaments coming up, we've got the DD Open this week. First major, pro tour, big time
Mhm.
event where the biggest players in the name or biggest names in the game are going to be there. Where are you at right now? Because I know San Diego to Emporia is a long drive.
Yeah, we left Monday morning and drove 12 hours Monday and then another 11 hours yesterday and got in for a quick 9 holes of the country club. And
Oh, so you're there already? Wow, you guys,
yeah,
you
we're
guys
here. Yeah.
mashed it.
Yeah. We were dedicated driving and switched shifts. I think drove like about 5 or 6 hours each day. And
Mm.
then, yeah, we're here. I mean, our Airbnb is luckily like not even, it's like a 3 minute drive, 15-minute walk from the course.
That's great. Yeah, last year we had a place like one year we were the house across from hole one, which was awesome. We
Yeah.
got to like
Yeah.
jeer at all our friends. Then Dee ended up buying the house. I'm still upset we can't stay there.
Yeah.
Then last year I was like 2 minutes away. This year I think we have like the longest I've ever been. It's like a 5 minute drive.
Yeah.
Who's we though? You said we were driving out there.
Me and AJ. Yeah.
Oh,
Me and
nice.
AJ was,
Are you guys kind of like squatted up for the near future? Or is that just to get you guys out to Emporia?
yeah. I'll probably be driving up at the preserve with AJ again next week. And then I'm not quite sure what that like East Coast swing, like the Great Lakes Open and on, because
Hmm.
I might get my own car depending on whether I go back up to Canada or not.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, for now, AJ is going to be my touring buddy.
Man, hard to ask for a more enjoyable person to be on tour. First of all, you guys are going to be buckets of fun in the car. I already know.
Yeah.
Um, where's your game feeling at right now? Because you didn't take home the W, but you played great all weekend, and now
Hmm.
we've got a couple of very long courses. I haven't been to the Preserve, but it's that same ball golf style. Where are you
Yeah.
feeling coming into these next two events?
I mean, I feel good. I mean, my driving was just as good as it had ever felt, and I feel like I was putting it down the fairway with pretty good accuracy. So I'm excited to see the results of these next 2 weeks. I feel like I have a good game going into it, and I feel like I should get some good results.
Yeah, no question. Last year, I think the San Francisco Open might have been the next big tournament after Goat
Hmm.
Hill for you. Y- you know, it's so difficult to follow up a great performance with another great performance. It's the thing that I think
Yeah.
separates, like, Macbeth,
Yeah.
Sexton, all those guys at the top, Ricky, just from everyone else, as they can consistently be great. How do
Hmm.
you continue this success? Do you do anything different now, a year later from last year?
Um, no, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is it's all mental. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's how you can compose yourself after a great finish and just power through that and go into the next weekend knowing that like it's not over. You can't really relax per
Mm-hmm.
se. You have to just go out there and continue to push to do your best.
Yeah, no question. It's really the humbling thing I've found about disc golf is that no matter how long a putt you make, no matter how perfect of a drive, you step up to the next hole and you just got to do it again. You
Yeah.
know, it is that I could see that going two ways with people. Do you like take solace in that, or does it kind of get you down a little bit that no matter how great a shot you could throw, it's only as good as the next putt?
Yeah, I mean that definitely is a thought. I mean, there's so many holes where, like, especially any eagle holes, it's like, yes, I put the drive in a circle one from
Mm-hmm.
500, 600 feet away, but the putt is just as important.
Yep.
It's not a two or it's not an eagle unless you make the putt.
Yeah.
So
Two-way
it's,
conversation.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let's get off the golf a little bit. I want to talk to you about what you've been doing over the last 3 months, or yeah, three and a half, almost 3.5 months now. What's been the biggest binge watch show? What's the new show that you've been watching over quarantine that you hyped and you want to like recommend?
Oh
I'll
man,
give you mine before or after if you need.
before.
Okay, before. Number one show for me that I'd recommend is on Netflix, the Formula One show. It's called Formula One Drive to Survive. It's a docu-series that follows that whole scene, and it's something I've wanted to do in disc golf for a long time, kind of like follow 8 or 9 players through tournaments and stuff like that. So that's
Uh-huh.
my number one recommendation. It's 2 seasons, I think 10 episodes a season. It's 20 great hours of content.
Nice. Um, there was two shows that I watched like all the way through, but they're only one season. So
Okay.
it's like kind of like that mini series,
Mm-hmm.
8 episodes or whatever, and then it's all done. I think it was um, called Godless, I believe.
Oh, is that like a Western themed
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, Western.
I've seen the thumbnail. I haven't actually watched it. You
Yeah,
recommend?
it was really enjoyable. I liked it a lot.
All right, cool.
And then the other one was Little Fires Everywhere. That was kind of an interesting storyline.
I haven't watched that as well. Those are two that like my mom has been recommending Little Fires everywhere. Not to,
Yeah.
but she has great taste. We watch the same stuff. But
Hmm.
I've heard both of those things are really cool. So appreciate the recommendation.
Yeah.
One little last thing that I know has come up for you in the last, I don't even know, recently is you've got something by your side. You've got a new stamp. You've got a way that people can support,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I got my new Tour Series discs for this year. Got a
Boom.
sweet stamp on there. That's me with the maple leaf behind me,
I
throwing in all my
love
winter
it.
gear.
I was gonna say this is like Inuit version of Gilbert right here. This is straight
Yeah.
Alaskan. Um, what's so is it a stamp on only one mold or is it a set of molds and how can people get them from you?
Yeah, set of molds. So yeah, I chose a bunch of different molds. I think I like maybe eight or
Oh,
nine.
cool.
And yeah, so I got like destroyers, Thunderbirds, rocks, Makos, and I think a putter or two.
Okay.
And yeah, I just these are yeah great stamp, and I wanted to get it on a few just that people can like have their option of what they want to
Mm-hmm.
throw. And then yeah, it's available on Top Link Disc Golf, which is a distributor out in Canada. So you can check out their website if you want to buy some Thomas Gilbert discs.
Beautiful. Top link. Is that like a toplink.ca because it's in Canada? Is that how that works?
I'm not
Just
sure. I
Google
think
Top Link. How about just
yeah,
Google
just
Top
Google
Link?
Top Link. You'll find it.
That's awesome. So you can get them at Top Link. You can also get them, I assume, off of yourself in person.
I don't. With the luggage on the airplane, I wasn't able to bring really many to sell, and
Okay.
I sold almost every single one at Goat Hill. So
Oh,
I only have
tragic.
like backups basically for my
Okay,
own
okay,
bag.
okay. Sure. Well, and honestly, in today's day and age, maybe buying, person to person, they can probably sanitize it better over at Top Link, is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but anyways, Thomas, I really appreciate your time. I want to give you a chance to say anything that you'd like to the fans, anybody that was watching the coverage, pulling for Mr. Tomcat.
Man, I just want to say thank you guys. I mean, I got so many messages over the weekend just cheering me on, and I appreciate every single one.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just want to say thanks. Anybody who's kind of checked out my YouTube channel over the COVID
Mhm.
break as well. That was really cool to kind of build that up. And shout out to my sponsors, Innova, Pound, Goat Towels, and Top Link. So just want to give a huge shout out to those guys.
Awesome. Hey, again, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure getting to talk to you. And in one of my interviews, Sexton said that he felt you had 1040, 1045 rated golfer in you. I know he's
Yeah.
probably said that in person. So really just looking forward to big things and just consistent greatness. As we have established, that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Um, Again, thank you guys for watching the interview. That's all I've got for this one. But if you'd like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, just wanted to say I appreciate each and every one of you that stayed after the interview. I appreciate everyone who watched as well, but you guys just a little bit more. I wanted to give a little bit of a update or an update on my channel. I'm not going to be having so much live in-person content, so the in-person interviews are going to be discouraged by the Pro Tour, so I'm not going to be doing too many of those. But I am going to be able to travel to a few events, obviously pending everything that's going on in the world right now. I could see the season getting halted, but right now we're full go. So I'm gonna be traveling with Central Coast, working on their videos. Trying to hodgepodge together a salary for the season, but I just wanted to say that I'm appreciative of everything that I've been able to do, that I am able to do. And it's because of people like you, yourself, right there, that I've been able to do it. So stay safe, wash your hands, and I really hope to see you at a disc golf event soon.